Yes, yes, yes. Bear down. Now, the way I see things is quite clear. The overall consensus is that if you set yourself to a standard, if you are someone of stature, to lure yourself down to the mud for whatever the reason may be, that's gonna fall 10 times on yourself, on your own head. And I just think that for some reason this guy wasn't thinking at all. But this was what's new in the details that we found out today. There has become even more alarming situations than what we actually knew. It's actually worse than we thought. So we're going to get into that today. And what made it as worse as we thought. Because there's new details that wasn't released to the general public ever since his case went the way that it did. So you might be asking yourself, why and what's going on? Well, we're going to get there in one second. Now that we're back, here's the news. The girl name didn't even matter, okay? Because before they started fooling around and messing around or whatever, the girl was, basically an assistant working there for the team and just happy to be on the staff. Allegedly, he was messing around like in chat rooms on OnlyFans. Talking to OnlyFans models and doing all of this before he even started the affair with her. So yeah, well, here's the news. We're going to get to all of that. Now, while we're getting to all of that, you brought up a very good question. He said why that girl wasn't there. So anyway, once they started messing around, right, it had became quite obvious that they were messing around. The girl became more attached to him. She wants more physical contact. She's always right by the coach's side. More than any of the other assistants, and everybody can tell that they're screwing around. She would come over there and hit him on his hand, bump into him whenever she could. And he's trying to tell her, be cool. We're in public. She's like, I just can't help it. I can't contain myself. Then the girl ends up getting pregnant. Right? So she's all scared. She's pregnant. She don't know what's going to happen to her. So allegedly, he paid for the abortion. And he's going to pay for it by giving her a raise with the university and paying her with the staff. Her staff pay jumps up to like $9,000 in 1 month. It seemed like for her, for the year, whatever, just jumps up It's like, boom, 90,000. It was, whoa, 90,000 a year.
In half a mile, use the right 2 lanes to turn slightly right.
Okay. So we was all messed up when we saw that. We're like, okay, cool. Right, we saw all that play out. So when we saw it, we're like, oh, okay, so that's what it is. So she gets the abortion, and after she gets the abortion and everything, and it's all being taken care of, everybody is on, alert, mainly because this woman she's now possessing a lot of feelings for the coach, and people are starting to take notice. People are starting to take notice. And because they started to take notice, it went crazy. Now, people started to pay attention to what was going on there. They were saying, hey, people were starting to ask questions. He had people come up there and warn him, like, hey, man, you need to break this thing off because, this is getting bad. But Sherrone is an idiot. He doesn't know he didn't know what the hell or how to do it. He didn't know the best policy and what was the best way to go. He didn't know what to do in the situation. On my way to the House of the Bears. But anyway, he gets wind of it. He tells her, if anybody asking you any questions, because they start asking her questions. So somebody had went and complained all the way up to the top of the board. And they said, give us anything you got on the coach and we can fire him. So they were like, they wanted to get rid of him anyway. So the Michigan personnel wanted to get rid of the coach right away. So they was like, anything that you find on the coach, let us know. Like, if this is true, let us know, then like we'll get rid of him. So they was like really ready to get rid of him. Now they turn around and start doing an investigation, and they didn't have enough evidence, so they say, to do anything about it. They didn't have anything. It's like, well, we don't really have any evidence. Nobody brought any evidence to the forefront, so they can't do anything about it if there's no evidence. So thanks, Doug. I appreciate it. Yeah, birthday was amazing. So here's where it gets interesting. right after they do that, all hell breaks loose. They said, man, they did the investigation. He got a guy that keep giving him info like, you got to break this thing off, man, because you're going to get fired. And he want to get fired. So he abruptly decides to do something real stupid. Because they were looking at the pay increase of the girl. And they was like, man, that pay increase, man, that's going to get you fired. That was stupid. So he was like, it is? He was like, man, they saw that right away. The rest of the staff is pissed. How's she getting that kind of money? So naturally, everybody in your business. So he does something stupid. He didn't break it off with the girl. He was like, no, I ain't gonna break up with her, but I'm just gonna fire her. So to answer your question, he fired her. You fired the person that is the most damaging to your career. And you thought the best course of action was to fire this woman off the staff? That's what Sherrone Moore chose to do in this situation. He thought the best way to protect his job was to fire this woman so she wouldn't be working there, so the relationship could work out. Well, that's great. Now she don't have a job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, Sherrone Moore. Yeah. So anyway, that was his way of dealing with the situation. Is having her fired. So after she was fired, she is beside herself. She doesn't want anything to do with him anymore. He's trying to explain, like, no, let me explain, man. Let me explain. What I'm going to do is, under the table, I'm just going to slide you some money. I'm going to slide you some money. She was like, I don't want to be slid money. I don't want to be fired from my job. So she is upset. And by him being a complete moron, he didn't know how to keep control of the situation. He just did things out of panic. Man, they were talking about my wife finding out about all this. People, man, they trying to stab me in the back, baby. You don't understand. They trying to call my wife and tell her there's all this stuff going on. I got to go home and hear it. And I gotta come over here and deal with this. I would want to be with you, but I can't. I'm in the public eye, baby. Don't think about it, us. This is for the blue. It's for Michigan. We can't have a scandal. You want to be the one in the scandal? You don't. I'm trying to protect you. So she was like, by firing me, you're protecting me. Maybe you can get another job anyway. You smart. You beautiful. And well, it was Wemby's first game back from injury. He came back because they need him back for the tournament. The Spurs are going to beat the Knicks for the tournament. The Knicks just be happy they have any celebration. So I stay out of that cup crap. You know, that's because that's just garbage. So that's Adam Silver's junk. He can keep it. I don't want nothing to do with it. It's garbage. Arcade scores. All that do is reveal how corrupt and fixed the NBA is. You just really let the cat out of the bag by putting that display for the whole world to see. Now back to this Sherrone Moore story. So after all of this information is collected, right? I mean, when she gets, they have this whole, baby, you still gonna be mine. She was like, nah, I don't want nothing to do with you. So she's mad. So then she decides, no, he's not gonna get to keep his job. So she goes up there to get him fired. The girl goes to the university with all of the evidence of an affair, and when she was working there, and that she was wrongfully terminated by the coach. So they investigated it. They're looking at it. So now, here's the thing. The University of Michigan is like, wait a minute. All this stuff was going on, and they had no idea. But the University of Michigan could be held liable if he's basically convicted of stalking this girl for months, because he was still employed then. Now, what he did after the fact is what he did after the fact. So, right when the coaches are meeting without him, he's there and he's getting wind that he's about to be fired. And before that even happens, he takes off. He leaves the campus. He goes straight home. And then it's on the news already that he just left the campus. He left Ann Arbor, whatever, and he's going back to his house. And once he gets near his home or whatever, the wife is like, don't you even think about coming here or around me. So he knows he's done in the water there. So he turns around and goes towards the girl's house. And he's very upset. And he's talking about taking his own life. So he goes to the girl's house. He's like, you did this to me. You killed me. Killed my career. Breaks the door down. Gets in the house. He starts looking for a knife and can't find one. He's grabbing all these butter knives out of the kitchen. Then he found like some steak scissors and grabs the steak scissors and was like, you're gonna watch me take my own life. Yep, this is gonna be on you. My blood gonna be on your hands. So she's trying to tell him, no, don't do it, and talk to him. But he's, he don't have the heart to go on and take his own life. So he ends up leaving the house and going somewhere else where he could just do it and the cops was called. They tracked the car and was able to find him and arrest him and bring him on in. So that's where the saga is, and now he's got like 2 counts and 1 felony count on his head. See, the stupid McNupit could have got another job somewhere else. But his actions after the fact, you know, he could have been coaching the Spokane, Washington, when they don't care about nothing you do over there. But now you can't coach. You will never be around probably kids again after this. And out of all this information and everything that went down, all black people know is because he's messing with the white girls. White girls. That's what happened. He was messing with them white girls. Did they rehire the chick? I don't know, and I don't think so, because she was violating the policy also by dating this man. So she was in violation of the policy. So and plus she's already fired, so I don't think she's working there anymore, but who knows? She might have a lawsuit against the university, because if he was stalking her while he was still working there, because she said it goes back for months, if she can prove that he was stalking her, then that's all brothers knew. White girl. White girl brought him down. See? White girl. They bring you down. That's all they say. Yeah, and yeah, it went up from 60,000 to 90,000 per pay, and that sent off a red flag. And I told you, he was so stupid about how he handled it. It was crazy. But all of the information I was telling you that they're gonna unearth now as they go through this investigation. The OnlyFans model came out and said that he was texting her during a game. They doing anything they can to dirty this man's name. I'm like, during a game? You thinking about an OnlyFans model during the game? Like, this game is going bad. Now, because they lost to Ohio State, which I knew they would, this was the scenario. Now he's the problem. They gave him a new deal once they beat Ohio State the previous year. And they were like, oh, we're going to be all right. That's our guy. Now, that's what completely happened. From all the information that's been compiled from start all the way to the finish. Now, before he even met that chick, they're trying to say and look into like his involvement with women when Jim Harbaugh was there. and he was part of Harbaugh's staff. See, Harbaugh is as dirty as the South himself. When Harbaugh was at Stanford, this type of nonsense was going on. Jim Harbaugh gets in all kind of situations and weasel his way out. I'm serious when it comes to driving. Trying to get to where I'm going. Yes, sir. We're on the west side of Chicago. To the west side. It's the west side. You see downtown. Holman Ave. Sacramento. What you know about that west side? Yes, sir. Oh, the United Center. The United Center. Yep, the United Center is down this street here. Where the Chicago Bulls play. Their stadium is over there. We're not going to that stadium, but it's right next to Malcolm X College. Used to be the world's tallest building, Sears Tower, which now is called Willis Towers. UIC Arena for boxing fights. Everything is now Credit One. So we buy UIC University. All right, let's go. Now, way by the downtown. By downtown. No. Yes, we've hit those city limits. So that's what happened with Sherrone, man. Now, due to the Bears game, it's a lot of traffic where it shouldn't be. This is actually pretty light. Let me get all the way over. Really, homie? That what we doing today? Are we doing exactly what you're doing right now? 'Cause that's crass, man. From the west side to the south side. Yep, that's the lane to go to the Bears game. Everybody going to 55 to stay alive. But they're actually doing pretty well on 55. 55 normally is packed. Especially right before kickoff. Oh yeah, it's cold outside. So we gonna see how flossy all these guys gonna be when that cold hit them, baby. Now Caleb Williams is from California. You know, he gotta get used to this. He should be acclimated by now. I'm like, don't worry about painting your nails. Them nails gonna be hard bricks in this weather. I don't know. He can paint them all he won't as long as he winning. We winning games, paint them all away. You can paint Super Bowl trophies on them. Thank you. Appreciate the happy birthdays. I appreciate all the cash out too. Val, I did get your cash out. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That was this morning. So I appreciate everybody's been showing love. That was unexpected. I'm like, why can't y'all cash out every day? No. Appreciate it. Ooh, that's the big courthouse. That's the big courthouse there, baby. That's when you come from the county, or they tell you you're going. I had to go there for probable cause hearing. Yeah. So if Shedeur wins today, the coach and the staff, if he wins today, he the greatest player in the history of mankind. Because I ain't no way. I don't lose when we go to this place. Our record is undefeated. We don't lose when I show up. Plus, you got to remember, it's not about Shedeur. The Browns suck. The run defense suck. Special teams suck. And that's just that. Now, yes, I see this in the Bears beatdown. It's going to be a party where I'm at. Believe me, it's going to be a party. If you on my Patreon, you'll be seeing it and going off. Browns and defense, that don't even sound even remotely close to being good. If Caleb Williams can't go, we got Tom Brady on the bench. Oh, yes, sir. I see the idiot. Look, my car was warning me. It's an idiot. I'm like, yep, I see the idiot. Why would they call Cam Newton? Cam Newton does not look like he's in shape to play football. That's one. Two, Cam Newton is not somebody that would fit in Indianapolis. His gameplay does not fit Indianapolis. His complexion don't fit Indianapolis. They put Cam in there, wide receiver or a tight end. Cam Newton be a great tight end. They'd be like, no, quarterback. Quarterback? Why? Why would we do that? Because your quarterback's out. We can still make it. Now, either the Jets have the worst coaching system in the history of mankind of developing players, but everybody who seemed to lead the Jets have a better thriving career. Sam Darnold is being considered one of the greatest quarterbacks of this year. Top 5 quarterback. Sam Darnold. And they think Sam Darnold is good enough to make a strong playoff run. Maybe even get to the Super Bowl. What do you think about that? I think they got a good coach now. But how well is the assistant coaching staff? Plus, they have a defensive coach. Well, the best guy they ever had was Tuna. Tuna was the best coach they ever had. He was the best coach everywhere. Hell, if Tuna wanted to run the team, let him run it. Any which way he wanted. They was like, Parcells can't coach in today's facility. I mean, oh, really? Yeah, pretty much, you know. Yeah, let me get it this way. It's better for me. Yeah, you want to see what it's like where I go? You want to see how insane it is in there? Oh, this bears are nothing where I'm at. Bears or nothing. Okay, here we are. Ooh. Yeah, people still messed up from last night. All right, this is what I like. Yeah, now that's what I like. I'm in a good spot to get out. Woo! You know how I do. What's up? Hey, what's up, man? All right. Woo! And look at all this gear. Hey. Antoine Jameson here. So we getting ready for the kickoff. Let me get situated. Yeah.